AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
I know I sound sarcastic, but I'm riding with Matt Guard. I don't think Anthony Davis right now doesn't have the motor to compete with Victor. I think Wemby is gonna show out. This kid is crazy, bro. Like I was trying to deny it. Like OKC, we'll get to them in a second because they look dangerous. Bro, every time we talk about, let's say, Dennis Rodman or any defensive player back in the day, what's the first thing I say? How you gonna stay on the court? You have no offense to stay on the court. He can score. He can impact on the offensive end, and then he's a demon in this era, 7'4", and he makes a play. He can interrupt any single play, all of them. The only one on that top 10 who can do what he does is Anthony Davis, but he don't have the motor, and we don't think he has the heart. I think this is Wemby's time. It's one of those guys, man. Like we've seen it with LeBron. To me, we've seen it with LeBron. I was too young to see Mike come up, but to me, when I see the footage on Mike, I'm like, who the hell was better than that? I'm watching the tape. He looked crazy. Wemby looks insane. They're gonna make him. I think with this list, we're gonna revisit it and be like, yo, Wemby's top 5. He's top 5. And I'm sorry, even Tatum. Tatum don't impact defensively like Wemby. Wemby is crazy.
When I first, the Wembanyama, I was wrong. But I don't think I was totally wrong. Is he going to be a great player? I don't know. Like, is he going to affect the game like Akeem Olajuwon? Like the greats? Like Wilt Chamberlain? Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? We laugh, but Patrick Ewing, for 10 years, man, he like these guys was legit. Playoffs, deep runs in the playoffs. Monsters on defense. Look at guys like David Robinson, Tim Duncan. So for me, the Wembanyama thing, man, I'm gonna be honest. They make the rules for these guys. These guys are soft, they light, and I'm being honest. His talent is top 10, but right now he's not a top 10 player. And I'm gonna say this: barely won 25 games. Sorry.
Right. For being real, who lost more games than him on this top 25 list besides John Morant?
Come on, I think he might have went close to 30, but of course the last 5-6 games, like nobody's even playing. So the teams you're playing, if you're playing for nothing, so he barely won 25 games, so I can't reward that. Now, like I said, is he going to one day be there? See, this is what I tell people. In 5 more years, big shout to Matt Guard, very high on Wemby. And then, I seen Dwight Howard say, Wemby has the opportunity to become one of the GOATs. And said in 5 years, Wemby's going to be the best player in the league. I'm saying, okay, but in 5 years, Luka's still going to be there. Tatum's still going to be there. Embiid's still going to be there. Joker and Giannis is still going to be there. Brunson is still going to be there. SGA is still going to be there. Ant-Man is still going to be there. So I'm not saying he doesn't have better talent than them. But is he going to be a better basketball player? Is he going to get his team to the playoffs, to the finals, conference finals? I got to see that first before I jump out the window. So I'm not going with the hype. Does it look great? Yes. Does at times he looks like, wow, like an alien? Yes. But once again, if you're not even in the runs competing for at least a play-in, I'm being honest, I can't reward you with no top nothing. I'm sorry.
I gotta fully agree, and I think he's gonna prove all that wrong this year because it's not just talent anymore. That's skill, and then we see him getting better. It looks like he cares to get better. I don't know if it's just a show. To your point, he got to show improve this year with that. But all them names you mentioned, Akeem Olajuwon, it took him some time to adjust on the offensive end. Patrick Ewing played some time in college. Straight out the gate, he was ill. David Robinson, he owed 2 years to the Navy. Lord knows what his stats would look like if he would have had them 2 seasons in the NBA. But when he immediately made an impact in the NBA. And to me, so did Wemby. Like
But even go back to Wilt Chamberlain, guys like Shaq. Let's not forget Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like these guys were big men that dominated from high school, college, and came straight to the NBA and was dominant. You know what I'm saying? And for me, with Wemby, with that skill set, I told you, I said, make me a believer. Your first year, starting the All-Star game. If you that guy. It's happened before. Grant Hill. If I'm not mistaken, Vince Carter, I don't know if he started, but he went to the All-Star game his first year. So that's all.
No. Just Grant Hill.
No? Okay,
Yeah.
just Grant Hill. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I wanted to see. And do I believe, and I said this, I said Wemby has an opportunity to lead in all categories. Maybe not scoring, but rebounding, blocks, things like that. So, I'm rooting for the kid, but listen, man, I seen them get pushed around too much. And I'm going to be honest, we cannot ignore, they are making the rules for these guys. Think about Wemby 15 years ago. Like, seriously. He ain't doing nothing. So that to me, we can't keep forgetting that. The league is sweet, and they're trying to prop these guys up. But I gotta see it, Fabe. Like I said, we'll see. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, I'm sorry for taking so long cutting you off. Everywhere Chris Paul goes, he wins. OKC, Houston. It didn't work in Golden State, which nobody thought it would work. I don't even know why he went there. I mean, Phoenix, New Orleans in the beginning, the Clippers. So, let's see what he has left in the tank. But I don't know how much better Chris Paul is going to make the Spurs. For Wemby to take that next leap, I'm being honest, with that skill and with how everybody is so high on him, I need to see him in the playoffs. I don't care if you get swept. I need you to put that team on your back and get your team to the play-in or to the playoffs. But I'm not trying to hear another 30-win season. I'm not going for that.
While you were talking, I looked it up because you were making some great points. And it's like they got to the league and everything changed. When Shaq got to the league, they won 20 more games from the season before to his season. Will Chamberlain, 18 more games when he got drafted by Philly, whoever it was. Only one.
Name some more if you could. How about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? How about Hakeem? How about Patrick Ewing?
Hakeem. Oh, I'm going to get to Ewing in a second. Hakeem. I think Hakeem won.
Hold on, Fabian, because while you're looking, think about that. Nobody talks about that. We just automatically see the skill set and jump out the window. No, what effect you had on the team? What kind of effect you had on the city? Come on, let's be for real. The Spurs stink.
Hakeem won 19 more games when he got with the Rockets. And that's the thing. Patrick Ewing, they won the same amount of games from the year before and the year he was there, and they didn't start winning until like 3 years later. So potentially, so far, Wemby's on the Patrick Ewing trajectory. That says a lot. No, it's not bad, but
it's realistic, man.
I just threw it out there because I'm like, yo, Wemby looks too crazy, especially towards an era that's designed for him. Patrick Ewing had an era designed for him. So I'm looking at him a little bit differently, but you gotta look at Hakeem and continue to give him more props, because if they won 19 more games with Hakeem Olajuwon and you won the same amount of games with Patrick Ewing, it's no disrespect. It's just how did you impact the game? And now I gotta look at Wemby like, wait a minute, am I going too far with what I'm seeing? You know what I'm saying? So that was great.
I mean,
Shaq won 20 more games.
Come on, man. I think everybody's going too far with Wemby. Let's be perfectly, honest about Patrick Ewing. The team they built around him, it was never a great team. Like, we have to be honest about that. A lot of these guys, and maybe that's Patrick Ewing for, that's a whole nother story for Knicks rehab as far as, him with the contracts and things of that nature. But he's never really had a 1A. A lot of these teams, man, a lot of these players, they got 2-3 all-stars with them out the gate. Come on, Shaq came in with Penny, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, I got to see a lot from Wemby, because that list that he's with, look at all the guys that's on there. Look at the automatic impact they had as soon as they got there. Look at the impact Brunson had with New York, Giannis with Milwaukee, Luka automatically with Dallas. Look at the Joker. Look at SGA now. So, some big shoes to fill. People need to slow down with Wemby, because, if he doesn't win a championship, but he gets to the title, he wins, he's going to have the most blocks, the most rebounds, and he get those things, and some all NBA defense first teams, and win some defensive player of the years. Listen, man, it's not bad. It's not bad, but he's not going to be a guy that you could just put it all on him and he take you to the promised land. they're gonna have to build a superstar team around him, and I'm trying to see how that's gonna happen in San Antonio.
I usually reserve the comments for later on, but Michael James he out here clicking and blicking. I agree with the Ja take, and remember that shoulder injury. No, that's not the one. With CP, Wemby should take a huge step offensively. The thing about the winning is situation based. Shaq had talent there, and Dream had Ralph Sampson. Damn, that's a good point.
Yeah,
because
remember I just said that though. I said
yeah.
Go ahead.
But Shaq, he was drafted by the Magic, and they went through the whole what's it called? Not the lottery team, but when you have a new franchise.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot. Damn,
So
that's gonna bother me all this time. But go ahead.
Yeah, so they have like an expansion draft after that.
Right,
so you
right.
get a collection of NBA talent, and Nick Anderson was there. So great point, Michael James, because Wemby didn't have that situation. So to your point, AllBall, it's like I believe in him. He made me believe. Any doubt that I had, he killed it that first week in the NBA last season, and he continued. When they beat the Phoenix Suns the way that they did, and just him, I'm just a big fan of defense. And anybody that helps himself stay on the court after dominating, he's dominating on the defensive end. Nah, it's not gonna be a big time shot blocker in terms of Hakeem and Mutombo and these guys, but he blocks shots and he deflects way too many passes.
But he could be though. Like think about it. He probably could average 5-6 blocks a game.
He's already at 4.
That's what I'm saying. But it's not that I don't believe in Wemby. You know who I don't believe in? No. And this is no hate on Pop. I think Pop, his coaching style is played out. A guy like Wemby, you gotta let him loose. Like you literally just gotta let him do what he wants. Like you gotta remember, Pop is still in that mindset where the coaches run the team. Them days is over.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.